Hello, this is Aldercone Studio Collective. I'm Sholok,
I'm Casswary.
and we are talking over footage of our alpha demo recently released of Cayenne M'Cormik Space Insurance Adjuster.
It's a puzzle-tastic adventure. In this game, you take the role of Cayenne M'Cormik and you do space insurance adjusting. You go to derelict ships and figure out what happened, and it's a detective puzzle adventure.
So this demo we made in 30 days. It was very intense 30 days. All of the art was done as vector art. It's all done in Inkscape.
So this is written with a framework called Heaps, a game engine called Heaps, using a framework called Hacks. It's a cross-platform, multimedia development framework that a number of games have been written in. It gives us lots of useful tools for implementing this kind of game.
As you see, you're walking around and you're looking for clues and indication as to what happened to these ships What is, for this one, this is a very, very small example, but in this case, you find out that a very large object rammed into the ship coming out of worm space, and there was also an alien infestation. Other scenarios we thought of are like pirates or like a mutiny, but basically you're going around after incidents have occurred, after there's a claim, and finding out what all happened involved, what was the timeline of everything, and so on.
There are several options for claims, and the evidence supports various options. This is a kind of prototype of our detective system, where the causes will unfold as more evidence is gathered.
So the work here, we have done a lot of work on how the scenarios will naturally generate. This level is not generated, but we do know we want a whole gameplay like a endless mode, so those will just be generated, and that'll be we've already done the work on how basically the puzzle part gets generated. We made index cards, and we kind of figured out how different things you find in the ship, whether it's logs or alien eggs or whatever, lend themselves to a certain scenario or multiple scenarios happening, and kind of imply a timeline. So that part's really easy. Next, we're going to figure out how to generate the ships, so that they still feel like a one cohesive ship, but we don't have to literally hand make every single ship for the endless mode in particular, though it'll also be part of the actual storyline mode as well, partly because there'll be I think of them as evidences right now, but things you find that imply more of the overarching storyline. And if a player doesn't necessarily find that bit, I didn't want them to have to completely replay the exact same scenario again, because that wouldn't actually make any sense. So we'll generate a new scenario for them that also includes finding that they could find that sort of evidence again, or if they really being submission, they would be made to play a similar difficulty scenario.
And as implied, we are planning an overarching storyline that will involve, dealing with living as a kind of corporate drone and finding out that there's other options, ahead of you, even if it feels like the entire world is just.
Well, yeah, because you're a non-citizen, and citizenry is really hierarchical. There's different levels of what you're allowed to do. So we released a zine where she talks about getting a what did we call it?
A serial number.
A serial number, and she's happy about that. And she's just getting access to medical care for her family. So it's this really tiered system. There's tiered currency also, in the more capitalism mobile games. And she's also a gig worker strictly. So it's like she's like entangled in this like really horrible system, and things come about that make her wonder about things. And the music for this is all original music done by Cassowary in this case.
Yeah, this backing track is an ambient piece that it just felt really appropriate. It's inspired by 2001 and similar. The intro music is an outro music. We're from an album that is space themed, so that we thought was appropriate. We're going to be reworking it as part of the development process, and it's really exciting.
I really like it. I like just sitting on the intro or the outro screen, just like dancing to it, honestly.
It's exciting to make this kind of a multimedia experience. Obviously, like video games are these days, but
future plans is to keep really working on the demo, make it really nice to play. Right now, you can actually play entirely with keyboard. Those are the few things that'll make it a little smoother. But then we also want to make it so you can use entirely a mouse, because different people need different ways of playing, and it gives you an option. And we are going to work really on hammering down how generated ships are going to work, how the generated scenarios are going to work. That'll be a lot easier because we've done most of that work. And yeah, that's where we got to in 30 days, and we're excited to see where we go, honestly.
Yeah, very exciting, very exciting. Hope you enjoy our little game.
Follow us on the things.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.